Hi everyone, this video is on exercise 12D, questions 3 and 4. So in question 3, we have the curve with the equation y is equal to 3 plus 2x minus x squared. And we want to find the y coordinate and the value of the gradient at the point P with x coordinate 1. Okay, so first of all, if we have the x coordinate of a point and we want to find its y coordinate, we just need to substitute the x coordinate into the equation. So the first step is just finding the y coordinate. So when x is 1, then the y coordinate is 3 plus 2 times 1 minus 1 squared. And then we have 2 minus 1, which is equal to 4. So the y coordinate is 4, and the point P has coordinates 1 and 4. Okay. But also, the question says that find the value of the gradient when x is equal to 1. So whenever you have an equation of a curve and you want to find the gradient at a specific x coordinate, you'd first differentiate the function and then substitute that x coordinate into the derivative equation to find the gradient. So in this case, we first find the derivative, which is divided by the x. So 3 differentiates to 0 because 3 is a constant and constants differentiate to 0. 2x differentiates to 2, and minus x squared is minus 2x. Right, now we want to find the gradient when the x coordinate is 1. So we just need to substitute 1 into the gradient equation. So when x is equal to 1, divided by the x is simply 2 minus 2 times 1. And then obviously the answer is 0. So the gradient is 0 at point P. Okay. So now let's do the next question, which is question 4. Right. Now we have, again, the question is sort of similar. So we have a curve with the equation x squared plus 5x minus 4. And we want to find the coordinates of the point on the curve where the gradient is equal to 3. So this time, unlike the previous question, we have the gradient, but we want to find the point that corresponds to that gradient, basically. So the approach is somewhat similar because we first need to find the derivative, and then we can use the derivative to find the gradient. So first, let's find the derivative. And the reason we find the derivative is because whenever we want to find the gradient, we need to have the derivative equation anyway. So that's why we always, in questions like this, start by finding the derivative. So we differentiate the equation. X squared differentiates to 2x, 5x differentiates to 5. Okay, now that we have the derivative, remember that the question says the gradient is 3, and the task is finding the point that corresponds to this gradient. Okay, so whenever we have a point and we want to find a gradient at that point, like the previous question, we first differentiate and then substitute the x coordinate to get the gradient. But this time, we have the gradient, which is 3, and we don't know the point. Or in other words, we don't know the x coordinate of the point. So basically, we just need to solve this equation 2x plus 5 is equal to 3. Because the x coordinate is substituted into this equation and we got 3 as the gradient. But now the goal is finding the x coordinate because we have the gradient this time. So now we just solve this equation, which gives us x coordinate of minus 1. Okay, this is the x coordinate of the point on the curve. Remember that we want to find the coordinates of the point, so we also need to find the y coordinates by substituting minus 1 into the equation. So when x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to minus 1 squared plus 5 times minus 1 minus 4. So minus 1 squared is just 1. 5 times minus 1 is minus 5, then minus 4. So this is equal to 1 minus 9, which is basically minus 8. Okay, so what this means for us is that the point has y coordinate minus 8 and x coordinate minus 1. So the coordinates of the point at which the gradient is 3 are -1 and -8. Okay, so that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.